That is delicious, isn't it?
It is.
Helps you focus the mind. I like coffee.
I like whiskey. Well, especially after this afternoon's Petersburg Borough Assembly meeting,
That was
which was
highly entertaining.
Highly entertaining. You may be able to find it in the archives at www.kfsk.org.
I didn't know turkeys could fly.
Now. So anyway, the upshot is that today is, come on, be serious. Today is March 22nd, 2020, and the Petersburg Borough Assembly has passed was it a resolution, a mandate? Not even sure what exactly it was, to guidelines. Hunker down,
roughly.
Shelter in place, stay at home, shut yourself in.
Kindly stay at home, folks.
Yeah.
If you're not needed, stay at home.
And it was either a mandate, an order, a suggestion, or something. Not really sure.
Well, they hadn't really decided yet.
They hadn't really decided exactly what it was, but they're going to do it. They voted
to do it, but they're not yet sure what exactly they're planning on doing.
Basically, I think they voted to give themselves the authority to do whatever they needed to do.
Because we all want to do exactly what needs to be done.
Of course we do.
Of course we do.
Of course we do.
Mean,
but a lot of people, you know, I think, not to get too deep into that swamp,
but how you would get there, how you would get things done and how I would get things done are two different ways.
Yeah, but that's
there's hundreds and thousands of ways to get things done. So
that's true, but what we're talking about,
to see how they do it. What
we came to talk about is hunkering down. Because here we are once again on our 27-foot boat, hunkered down. It's not the first time
telling us we have to stay aboard for
2 gosh, 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 more weeks.
All right, all of our friends out there, 2 weeks. I mean, come on, that's
all together now.
That's funny now, isn't it?
All together now.
Ready?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Okay, so you may surmise this isn't the first whiskey I've had today.
No, nor the first coffee, and it won't be the last, I'm sure, for either of us.
Okay.
We're going to spend this time working on stuff.
Yeah, we are. Hopefully, better communication with our subscribers and especially our patrons. But what we're going to do right now is we're going to play something for you. It's a 23-minute clip. It is not edited whatsoever, and it's the 50th day at sea of our first voyage, and we were kind of reviewing and making plans.
But
that's what we looked like after 50 days alone together on this boat. Just so you know. It's doable. You can hang in there for 2 weeks in the house all by your lonesome with just the family.
My gosh, if you love your honey, think about when
we didn't even have TV or social media. It was just us and a few nice thick books.
Yeah, lots of books, lots of love, lots of humor. You got to keep your humor, or else you'll never get through it.
Well, we can either start singing 99 bottles of beer on the wall, or we can play the video clip for them.
Why don't we do that? That would be much safer. All right, folks. Stay safe. Have fun. Do something new. Challenge your brain. Or just sit and binge watch some old videos. Take care. Alright. 99 bottles of beer.
Wow, 99 bottles of beer. 50 days. Who'd have thought we'd be out 50 days, huh?
I sure never did.
I was thinking 28, 29, 30 days, and hoping that it would take us under 35 days so that we would have some time to, relax before the rendezvous.
Yeah, well.
And so here it is.
I was thinking 30 to 32.
So here it is.
28 seemed a bit.
It's going to be.
To me.
Well, we're 200 miles out. it's the 50th day.
220.
220. Well, that was a couple of hours ago.
220 miles out.
It's probably 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
You know, till we actually get to Cape
Cape
Flattery.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna
We
gonna
have to
stop
pop in
at
Nia Bay.
Nia Bay. Nia Bay looks like an interesting place anyway, I think.
Yeah.
You think
Well,
so?
I want to hike up to Cape Flattery.
You want to hike up to Cape
Yeah.
Flattery?
There's a bus tour. You can hike up to Cape Flattery, and
Yeah.
I did that with my
I want a
dad.
hot shower.
Well, that's after the hot shower.
Nia Bay is on an Indian reservation. It's a dry reservation, so there's no alcohol there.
That's all right.
That's okay. I mean,
We can drink our own wine.
we have
there.
our own. Yeah, we we have our own.
We'll be celebrating when
We
we
haven't
get in.
haven't touched it. Haven't touched a drop
Well, it's
since
'cause-
we left.
It's because we can't get to it.
Because we can't get to it. The anchor is
Yeah.
blocking the
Yeah.
poor planning when we load it up. But
So first thing first, as soon as we tie up the lines, you have to walk up to the harbor office, and I have to walk to a payphone.
yeah,
Call
you
my
have to
mother.
walk the. Go up to the harbor office, arrange for if they have a slip for us. If they don't have a slip, we'll have to go all the way up to Port Angeles, another 60
I'm
miles.
sure they'll find. I'm sure if you go into the harbor office and say we've been 50 days, well, 50, that'll be.
Well, they have an
54,
anchorage.
55.
I don't want to anchor.
I don't want to anchor.
I don't want to
at
anchor.
this
I want
point.
to tie up
just
to a
wanna
dock.
Tie up to a dock.
You know. I don't want. I want to.
If we have to and we can't stay overnight, depending on the time of the day that we get in, we tie up. They'll let us tie up for a couple hours.
Go take a shower.
Go take a shower, do a little bit of grocery shopping, get some bread, get some chocolate, get some toilet paper, get some bread. Did I say bread?
You said bread already.
Crusty bread?
Crusty
Did I
bread.
mention the
Baguette.
bread?
A nice fresh
A
baguette.
nice fresh baguette.
Yeah. A couple of them.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Port Angeles is about 10 hours from Nia Bay.
Yeah, so we'll do. If we can't stay overnight, it'd be nice to stay overnight. But if we can't, we'll just tie
I'd
up
like to
Nia Bay, make a quick phone call, do a little bit of shopping, have a shower,
Yeah.
and then putt to Port Angeles. That's not that big of a deal.
I'm thinking 2 nights at Nia Bay. It looks like an interesting place.
Well, it'd be nice because
We do a load of laundry. Do a load of laundry, hike up to Cape Flattery, take some pictures, and clean up the boat just a little bit, and then
I
get.
don't think there's any point in trying to clean up before.
Yeah, there is a point in trying to clean up the boat a little bit.
Hold on a second. Cut this.
We're gonna want
Bree,
to.
get down from there. Bree,
Bree,
Hey.
get out of there. Bree's into the onions.
get.
She's chewing on the She likes to chew on plastic bags, so she's into the
Okay.
onions.
We're gonna cut that. Okay, go.
Okay, we're gonna cut. We're gonna edit that out.
Yeah, we're gonna edit the. Bree, get down from there.
Get down from there, Bree. So.
Anyway, so call my mother. Hopefully
Yeah,
she
you're gonna
hasn't
call your
sicked
mother.
the Coast Guard on
I'm
us.
gonna get us signed up and
Now,
everything.
the next thing we've been discussing. Do you
What's
think
that?
we'll be able to walk up to the harbor office?
That's a question. Getting off the boat after 2 months on this little boat and
We're
trying
gonna
to
look
walk.
like fools.
I don't know, man.
We're gonna look like fools.
I don't know. I haven't stood up straight.
They'll be talking about us at Nia Bay for years to come. You remember that couple that
Ugh.
rolled in that was a 27-footer that had been out to sea for 55 days? Yep. You should have seen him try and walk up the harbor. We'll be the laughing stock for years to come.
Oh, I'm sure we're not the only ones. I'm sure we're not the first. Nia Bay. Nia Bay is
That's a stopover point.
just a couple of miles past Cape Flattery, inside the strait. And so it's the very first place that you can stop. And I'm sure, or the last place coming out.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely sure that we're not the first ones to come straggling in, beat up and tired, and looking for a rest, immediate rest after a long crossing like this.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But we are looking forward to that, and then we're going to go from Nia Bay, depending on the situation. We're going to try and make some phone calls, and then we'll head up to Port Angeles, or possibly we'll go to Lopez Island, because we did pay a deposit. We paid for 3 days, 3 nights, or 4 days and 4 nights at Lopez, and
May as well go.
the way I read their policy is that if you don't show up, and I told the guy we're coming from Hawaii, there's no way I'm going to be able to call and say we're going to be late. But but the way I read their policy, that we have that time is a deposit. So if they have room for us, they can accommodate us.
Yeah.
Well, we missed the big holidays, so
yeah, we missed all the big holidays.
and we can go in the middle of the week.
Yeah. So no big deal.
And that would be a nice place to rest up.
And then we have to go visit Chuck.
We have to go visit Laura's old shipmate from Spike, Africa, Chuck Wilson,
Yeah.
on Orcas Island.
Yeah, he's on Orcas right
On
next
Orcas
door.
Island. And then, of course, all our vegetarian friends, Ken and Judy, Mitzi and Bear, Jean Suis and Trish, and there's so many up there. Just off the top of my head, I'm not remembering.
Well, we'll need to email everybody. Well, we need to get to a computer too and download a lot of information.
We have to get to a computer and
post
tell
all of
everybody
our
that we
fun.
made it alive, because I'm sure there are people who are wondering.
Where are
We're going to be a
Chuck
month
and Laura?
late. A month late, a whole month.
Oh,
Yeah.
month late. Anyway, so contact all of our friends, let them know that we came in safe.
Yeah.
And,
And then we have to find a work dock, a place where we can work on the boat,
yeah.
because we have a lot of work that has to be done on this boat.
So we've revised our plans slightly for this year
Well, yeah,
over
because
the
if
last
we,
month.
well, our original plan was to arrive on about the sometime between the 25th and the 28th, 29th of June, and do the rendezvous and cruise the San Juans,
Yeah.
and then sail down the coast. Well, now we can't do anything until we get the
some work
mast
on the
down.
boat.
We got some major things that have to be done on the boat now, because our forestay began unraveling 1,200 miles out, and we've got to take that down and replace it.
Yeah.
And we've got to check all the other standing rigging as well. Our halyards, the jib halyard chafed through right at the top, so there's something up there at the top of the mast that's chafing the jib halyard.
Which
We
has
never
never
noticed-
been a problem before, but
It's
we
never been a
haven't
problem,
left
but we never left a sail
all
up for
the
3
sail up
weeks
for-
without touching it.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. We left the sail up for 3 weeks, and we hauled it down, and lo and behold, the jib halyard is almost chafed through. So we switched it. The way our halyards are set up on this boat, you can use either one. There's no shackles on them. It's just plain rope ends. We use bowlines, not shackles. So
End for end.
so you can just switch them. It's a way to end for end the halyards to reduce chafe on the sheaves.
Fine. I'll be right back.
You gonna be right back?
I'm gonna go look around.
Oh, time for us to
Excuse me.
take a look around outside, make sure there's no, aircraft carriers or submarines bearing down on us, or oil tankers. We don't want to run into the Exxon Valdez out here. So, but anyway, as I was saying, I'm going to take the mast down, which is not really a big deal.
Funny
On this
enough, there's
boat.
nobody around anywhere.
Nobody around?
No.
Haven't seen another ship for
For
days.
miles. Days, weeks.
No, we saw one about 5-6 days ago. We saw two, remember? One on two
That was
consecutive
longer
days.
than 5 or 6 days ago.
Was it really? Saw more ships on this passage than on previous passages, I
Longer
will say
than
that.
5 or 6 days ago, Darla.
So anyway, we have to take the mast down. Have to take a look at the masthead. There's something up there that's chafing on the jib halyard.
Unacceptable.
Unacceptable. Also, I want to do something about the topping lift block. The topping lift was getting fouled with the main halyard for some reason. I can't understand why. It shouldn't have. I think what I'm going to have to do is put a cap on the masthead to hang blocks from. I'm also going to rig at least one spare halyard by putting another block up there. And I'm going to change the sheaves in the masthead. The masthead sheaves are the original ones that are set up for 3/8 line and, or is it 9mm? I don't know, whatever. 3/8 line and wire. So wire rope halyards is what the boat came with. And I think the halyards are probably, the sheaves, masthead sheaves are probably a problem up there. So I'm going to change those, and if they'll fit, I'm going to set them up for 1/2-inch rope. And I'll run 7/16.
Also, it's easier for me to hold on to.
Yeah,
And
the
get a good grip on and get a good pull.
Yeah, the 3/8 line
Just
is
a little too thin.
it's a little too thin to get a good grip on. The 7/16 is much better, and 1/2-inch would be even better than that. But 1/2-inch I think is a little
pretty
big.
Yeah,
1/2-inch is pretty big. We don't need it for strength. 7/16 will be fine. We'll use, and then that means
we're going to be replacing the cleats at the base of the mast too, right? To accommodate the larger line.
I'm going to add cleats. The cleats that are there are okay for that line, I think, but we'll check it. It could be bigger.
Add 2 cleats.
All the cleats could be bigger. I'm going to add 2 more cleats down there at the base of the mast to accommodate the other halyards, because we've installed a topping lift for the pole for the whisker pole, and the topping lift for the boom, and that pretty much takes up all of the cleats, the 2 halyards and the topping lifts.
Yeah.
So I want to put 2 more cleats up there, and properly rig our radar reflector.
Well, yeah, get a little nicer looking. I mean, it's rigged okay.
So we've got to,
we could make it look a little better.
We've got a few things to do. We found with our solar panels added at the last minute.
We need to redo the mounts for the solar panels.
We need to redo the mounts for the solar panels. Although
all the hardware that came with is all rusted.
That's right. All the hardware that came with is rusted. Let this be a lesson. There's 2 things that we installed recently. One I had installed by the electrician. He installed it for me. Is the through-hull
fitting for the solar
through-hull plug for the solar panels. And lesson learned: anything you buy that comes with hardware, throw the hardware away, and buy stainless steel, marine grade hardware. Because the stuff that comes in those packages is the cheapest stuff the manufacturer can buy. And just to keep his costs down, a couple of screws, if you can save a penny on each one over tens of thousands of those packages, they'll do it. So better you just throw the stuff away. I mean, throw it away. Don't save it for something else, because you'll inadvertently use one of these cheap screws and you'll wind up like us with rust stains all over your deck. Another thing that I've resolved to do is change out all the deck blocks for wooden blocks, because everything's rusty. Even the most expensive stainless steel that we bought is rusted. The only thing that haven't rusted on this boat
is all the original
hardware. The stuff that's 35 years old.
35 years old, when they still knew or were still making real stainless steel.
That's right. The stanchion bases, deck bolts, eye bolts, all the stuff that came originally on the boat is in perfect shape. The pulpit that I bought new, 12 years ago.
Yeah, 10 years ago.
12 years. I had it made out of 316 stainless steel. The welds are rusting on it and leaving big streaks. So there's just no substitute. If I could, I would change all the stainless steel for bronze, because the bronze is not a problem. Everywhere I've used bronze, we've had no problem at all. But even
the heavier, right?
Yeah, bronze is heavier, but it doesn't rust. It doesn't leave marks. It doesn't leave stains on the deck.
And it's pretty looking.
I used an expensive snatch block with rubber coated shell and all stainless steel fittings on it.
Rusted. It's all rusted
it's
out.
got a huge rust stain on the deck where that snatch block. I used it for a lead block for the tack down haul on the jib.
Yeah.
And it's great big ugly rust stain where it was laying on the deck for a month. Things that we never even thought were never a problem in the tropics. I mean, you go out for a day sail, you come in, you hose off the boat, no problem. You go for a week neighbor island hopping, and you hose off the boat when you get back, there's no problem. But sailing with the sails up for weeks at a time, and you can't rinse the deck off with fresh water. Everything's corroding, everything's rusting, except the bronze and the original stainless steel bits that came with the boat. So
anyway, so we've changed our plans.
We've changed our plan. Yeah, we got a lot of refitting to do. So it looks
like we're going to be in Seattle for
a year.
now.
Yeah.
Which is
well,
okay,
we can't,
because we.
The thing is, if we wait, it'll take us a month. Probably, it'll take us a month at least, maybe 2 months, to get everything done that we want to get done. It's already mid-July, so that's going to take us into mid-September. And that leaves us no time at all to enjoy the beautiful area up here, the San Juan Islands, Puget Sound,
that's what we were really
Port Towns, and all
the. We were really around the San Juans.
We're really looking forward to that. Visiting with your family,
visiting with my family,
your friends, and your old shipmate, Chuck. And
so we want to spend some. We're going to spend some time now and cruise around the islands, and really spend time and ask a lot of our vegetarian friends, the really cool spots. and go check them out.
Yep.
Then we're going to do a road trip.
And yeah, we're gonna do a road trip. We have to go back to Vermont to check on our farm. Our someday will be farm. Right now it's just 40 acres on the Missisquoi River. But
So September. So we're going to leave.
so at
for
the
a
end of
road trip.
I want to go to the Wooden Boat Festival in Port Townsend,
Yes, the Wooden
which
Boat
is I think mid-September, and then our anniversary is September 25th.
Yeah. Let's
So-
remember it this year.
Yeah, I'll try to remember it this year. I'd like to go back to the Marqueen Hotel and stay. We stayed on our honeymoon,
Yeah.
and we've been back there a couple of times. A beautiful old hotel.
Right downtown Seattle.
Downtown Seattle,
Just
you can walk to the
just a
Space Needle.
Easy
There's
walk from the Space Needle.
a
Mark
great-
Twain Hotel.
There's a great
beautiful, beautiful
open
old
market
hotel.
down there.
Yeah.
Vegetable fruit market. Oh.
Yeah.
And anyway, we'd like to spend a night or two in the hotel for our anniversary, September 25th, and then road trip back to Vermont. And it's been 30 years since I've road tripped across America, so we want to do that.
Yeah.
Road trip across America, and then
That was never in the works when we started this whole
that was never in the
thing.
works. We were gonna,
But
this was gonna be a cruising thing. We were gonna spend Christmas in Tahiti, but the work on the
Plans
boat.
change.
If we try to keep that schedule, we'll miss the San Juan Islands and Puget Sound altogether.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
We'll work on the boat and we'll head south, and that'll be it.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna work on the boat, road trip to Vermont, come back, work on the boat some more.
Well, we're going to try and do Thanksgiving with your brothers. Maybe. Possibly.
Maybe, maybe, possibly. I don't know. I don't want to rush too much.
Yeah.
But what we will be doing is coming back to Seattle and working on the boat and writing and editing and working on a little video program for the American Vega Association.
Right.
And of course, our newsletters and things like that need to be brought up to date.
Right.
We've got a lot of work to do. And then in the spring, we'll resume cruising the San Juan Islands.
Well,
We'll help to organize the rendezvous.
We will be at the rendezvous next year.
We'll help to organize the rendezvous next year. We'll go around finding Vegas and see if we can get the biggest crowd ever for next summer.
Yeah, let's have
And
a
a big rendezvous next summer.
next summer.
And then maybe I can.
Let's try for 20 boats. I think
20
it'd be cool
boats?
to do 20 boats. We've been getting 12.
I don't know
We've had
how many
12.
showed up this time. I wonder.
Well, no way to know until
I was thinking it would be a big turnout, but well, we'll see.
might have been.
Might have been.
Sorry, guys.
But
we
what we're gonna
really
do
were
is-
hoping to make it.
But anyhow, we'll do the rendezvous in June, and then see if we can coax any other vegetarians into joining us for a trip down to Mexico.
Ah, that would be cool.
Wouldn't that be
Do
nice?
A couple of
Have
two
a Vega
three
or two.
Vegas. Yeah,
Jim and Gloria, you listening?
yeah,
Huh?
yeah,
Huh? Huh?
yeah.
Okay, so that's what I think that would be cool. Anyhow, we take next summer, month of July, we can take our time down the coast and enjoy that.
Yeah, and we
We
have
can
lots
stop.
of friends to visit down.
Lots
the
of
coast.
friends to visit down the coast. Friends from vegetarian friends,
Kawasaki.
Kawasaki
Harley.
friends, Harley Davidson friends, different tribes that we belong to, and and of course my family in Southern California. So I want to stop in some of my favorite spots along the way. I don't know about San Francisco Bay,
I'm not
but
interested in that.
Monterey,
Carmel.
definitely Monterey, Carmel, same area.
Yeah, but
Morro Bay, got to anchor in Morro Bay if conditions are right. Santa Barbara, we want to go in Southern California, Newport or somewhere around that area, close by.
and when we get to San Diego,
And San Diego,
I want to go to the Marriott.
Wanna go to the Marriott
in
Marina,
San
yeah.
Diego and order room service.
Marriott Marina in San Diego. We stayed at the hotel there several times, many times, when I was traveling on business. So
Beautiful marina.
beautiful marina, beautiful area. San Diego's a great
Facilities are
town.
Amazing.
So yeah, so we're gonna do that, and then, of course, all along the plan to join the Baja Haha party cruise down to it's a race, whatever, from San Diego to Cabo San Lucas, and Of course, all this is a very loosely organized. You see, we've already changed our plan. We haven't even done the first leg yet. We haven't even finished it yet. But Cabo San Lucas.
That's the thing about cruising, though. You have
That's
to
the thing about cruising.
Pretty easy going on your
Gotta be
schedule.
pretty
or else
easy
you're
on your
gonna get all
schedule.
worked up and
Yeah.
I mean,
No deadlines here. No deadlines.
well, if we were worried about deadlines, we'd be pretty much done already.
Yeah. Well, if we'd followed my original plan, we'd both have real dark tans and be jumping overboard for a swim in Tahiti right now.
Yeah, it was somebody's idea to go north first.
Somebody's idea somebody wanted to go north instead of south first, and I don't know where that came from, but here we are at almost 48 degrees north. Yeah, yeah. So, but from from Cabo over to French Polynesia and cruise that area.
Yep.
And we have friends there, or at least they're there now. No, don't
They
know
won't be by the time we
They
get
probably
there.
wuld be there next year.
Where's
But
Chuck and Laura?
yeah, they said they were
going
going
to
to come. Yeah,
Oh well.
that's the way it goes.
So that's where we're at.
That's where we're at.
Well, actually, we're here,
We're here. We're at,
but
yeah,
that's
well,
when we get there.
we're planning on it. It'll be a lot of fun. We're very much looking forward to our time in the Seattle, Victoria area. We got a lot of friends up there. A lot of friends, a lot of Vegas up there, a lot of vegetarian friends. Laura's family is up there, and of course, a lot of really cool stuff to do and see.
Yeah.
And we're looking forward to beginning that in a few days, a very few days, maybe only a couple of days, at Nia Bay, Maca Marina, at Nia Bay, Washington, just slightly, just inside the Strait of Juan de Fuca, just past Cape Flattery. And that looks like a very interesting place. At least our cruising guide and charts make it look like an interesting place.
Well, all that's interesting to me at this point is
Hot
it has
shower.
a shower.
Yeah, hot shower, you betcha.
Showers are listed. That's all I need to know. So, anyway,
Anything else you have to?
no,
No?
no,
Bree?
Bree. Meow.
Wow.
Anyway, okay. Well, that's enough. No.
But so thanks to our patrons for supporting us, and thanks to all of you for watching. Please tickle that like button if you did indeed like this video. Leave a comment whether you liked it or not. Subscribe to our channel, please. And if the mood strikes you, check us out over on Patreon. There may be a link over here. I'm not sure of that, but there might be.
Watch that finger, bud. Gonna get you in trouble.
Well, maybe we'll move the link farther down.
Whoa, boy.